Hello, welcome back to Tidbit of Torah. One of the things I've tried to emphasize as a parent is helping my children to learn to trust. For example, when I drop off my 3-year-old at preschool, a reminder, Ima always comes back, because it's important for children to have that sense that they can trust that there always is going to be someone there when they need them. Trust can be difficult for children as it can be for all of us, whether it's trusting our coworkers that they'll pull their weight on a project or trusting that there is going to be someone there when we need them. Trust doesn't always come easy, and when trust is broken down, it can often take a lot of work to rebuild trust. We see that in this week's Torah portion, Parshat Vayeshev from the book of Genesis, in which trust is broken down between Joseph and his brothers. They throw him into a pit. He's sold into slavery. And it takes chapters and chapters and chapters in the book of Genesis and trials and tribulations and tests before Joseph is able to regain the trust that he wants to have from his brothers and their trust in him. Ultimately, he's able to forgive his brothers and actually even have a sense that everything worked out for the best, that those battle scars that he has were actually something that ended up saving their family in the end. But that takes a lot of work. Rabbi Jonathan Sachs points out that these themes of trust are reoccurring throughout the book of Genesis, in which we see a lot of breakdown in relationships, whether it's relationships between a husband and wife or other kinds of relationships, and that it's a lesson to all of us about the importance of building relationships of trust and loyalty. We also see that in this week's Torah portion, in which Potiphar's wife, Potiphar is one of the officers of Pharaoh, and Potiphar's wife seduces Joseph and then blames him for taking advantage of her, and he ends up in prison. One of the things that I appreciate so much about Judaism is that trust is a centerpiece of faith. In fact, the word for faith in Judaism, emunah, comes from the same root, emun, which means to trust. And so to have faith isn't just about belief. To have faith is to have a sense of trust, a sense of loyalty, a sense of trust that we know that when we fall, we will have the support we need from our family, from our community, and from the divine. What a beautiful way to walk through the world, and what a beautiful lesson for our children. As we head into the holiday of Hanukkah, in which we bring light into a dark season and sometimes what can feel like a dark world, I find the lesson of emunah, of faith and trust, to be so important as we add more and more light into our lives with each light, each night of Hanukkah, as we think about the trust that one cruse of oil could have lasted 8 days, as we think about the trust of really believing that there are the potential for miracles in our lives, that there will always be a sense of light and darkness and faith, even in difficult times where there is so much beyond our control. What a beautiful blessing for our children and for ourselves to build relationships of trust and to be able to know that we have the capacity to rebuild trust when it's broken down. I want to wish you a Shabbat Shalom and a Chag Orim Sameach, a Hanukkah of much light and much faith or trust.